Since the plumbing profession has been largely untouched by the global health situation due to its necessary nature, a few people have turned to this sector in an attempt to make a living during these tough times. This means that quite a number of Australians are currently undergoing a plumbing apprenticeship and learning about the ins and outs of the industry. But what are some of the things that plumbers should never do when on the job? And how can apprentice plumbers correct this behavior before it becomes a part of who they are? Before we get into it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on any of the new videos we post. Number 1. Trusting the opinion of the customer. Although it may seem a tad counterproductive, professional plumbers can really get bogged down by what their clients tell them when it comes to the explanation of the problem. Like doctors, plumbers are often faced with clients who have Googled the various problems they have experienced and now have their own opinions about the type of fix that needs to take place. The situation is even worse if the client in question is another plumber, who often believes that his opinion should be taken into account as much as the professional that is on the job. But if there is one thing that registered and licensed plumbers should never do, it's trust the opinion of the customer. You see, as a plumber, you have the responsibility to block out all the background noise that is present and diagnose the problem for yourself. Since you are the professional, you are the one whose opinion matters and should be trusted. So evaluate the issues, communicate these to the customer, and tell them what needs to be done before attending to the fix. And since plumbing is much of a social job as it is a technical one, you'll find that you'll need to listen to these opinions, but never allow them to get in the way of your own evaluation. Number 2. Forgetting about necessary expenses. Whether a plumbing professional owns his own business or works for a corporation, there will always be overhead costs that need to be taken into account when it comes to the performance of a job. Remember, customers don't buy the piping and other material components necessary to make a fix or attend to an installation. This is all part of the service offered by a plumber. So when it comes to the invoicing of a customer, a professional plumber should never forget to take these overhead costs into account. The reason for this is pretty simple, as otherwise the overhead cost will be docked from the income you are earning from the job at hand. This is why many professional plumbers keep receipts of purchases made and ensure that a write-up of the materials is done as soon as the materials have been bought. By adding these overhead costs to an invoice directly after they have been bought, these costs will never be forgotten, and you'll never find yourself losing money on a job in the future. Number 3. Thinking that the time for learning is over. As we said earlier, plumbing is a very technical profession, and there is nothing more important to a plumber than the experience that he has gained over the runtime of his career. It is, after all, with an increase of experience that one can expect the increase of income generated. But what amateur or apprentice plumbers tend to do is focus on this consequence over and above what it should actually mean. Remember, more experience means more money because a plumber with more experience should know more than a plumber with less. As such, professional plumbers are always in a state of learning, regardless of whether they have completed their studies or not. This is why you will never find a licensed plumber who has retired from learning. This is especially true in situations where plumbers have come to open their own businesses and are brokering their experience in an attempt to attract customers. As it turns out, the more you know, the better you will be at your job. So don't stop learning regardless of what you already think you know. Number 4. Agreeing that technical skills will make you successful. Something else that apprentice plumbers come to realize quickly is that technical skills are important, but will only take you so far in the plumbing industry. What many plumbers come to rely on, especially in the context of their own business, is a social interaction and rapport with customers. Since the majority of plumbers can perform the same job at the same level, it's this social interaction that not only attracts customers, but keeps them calling you when experiencing a problem in the future. And since word of mouth is one of the best and cheapest marketing strategies around, a pleasant social interaction with a customer will take you places. This is why you will never hear a professional plumber agreeing with the fact that technical know-how is all that is needed to have a successful plumbing business. And since this isn't something often taught at trade schools, we just had to mention it here today. Number 5. Trusting their tools. Professional plumbers should never find themselves trusting their tools completely, as the best tool that a plumber can have is his own set of eyes. This is why apprentice plumbers are often taught that regardless of what a specific tool is saying, they should always use their senses to troubleshoot and check whether the conclusion drawn by the tool is indeed correct. Remember, the majority of measuring tools are electronic nowadays, and since electronics have been known to fail from time to time, there's no doubt that an over-reliance on these tools can end up being a bad thing at the end of the day. So trust yourself above your tools, just like you've learned to trust your opinion above that of your customer. Number 6. Relying on strong chemicals. Amateur plumbers attending to blockages at their own homes tend to rely on the use of strong chemicals to dissolve the blockage and avoid having to call a plumber. But the same cannot be said about professional plumbers on the job. This is because plumbers are aware of the risk of using certain chemicals to take care of blockages, which may result in the wearing down of the piping of the home or business in question. And since a lot of damage can be caused by the bursting of a pipe at a later date, chemicals should be used very sparingly. Plumbers should almost never rely on chemicals, but should rather evaluate whether the blockage is, and take care of it through the careful deconstruction of that specific piece of piping. This will save your client from having a very bad day a bit later on. Number 7. Thawing pipes with force. A very common problem in areas that experience cold weather is the freezing of pipes, which creates a similar sensation to a blockage but requires gradual heating to take care of. What you will never find experienced plumbers doing in such a situation, though, is the forceful thawing of a pipe with the use of boiling water or a torch of some sort. More often than not, the exposure of a frozen pipe to extreme heat will cause the development of steam, which may even cause the pipe to burst. The exposure of a pipe to a flame in the form of a torch may even lead to an explosion. And since both situations can end up being costly to the home where the fix is taking place, this must be avoided. Experienced plumbers will take their time. Number 8. Address a problem immediately. When it comes to a home or business experiencing low water pressure, experienced plumbers will never start to fix the problem immediately. This is because the reason for the problem could very well be external rather than internal. Professional plumbers will often contact the city first to ensure that this is not something that the city itself is controlling. As if this is the case, no amount of fixing at the home or business will lead to a successful addressing of the problem. In other words, evaluate the problem fully before diving into a problem, and you'll save yourself time and money in the process. Number 9. Concentrate on speed. Although it's true that the quicker a plumber finishes the job, the quicker he can move on to another and make more money. A professional plumber should never focus on speed over and above effectiveness. Some fixes can be extremely dangerous, such as the repair of a gas or electric heater. One slip-up could result in an explosion or flooding of water, which will end up costing you and the owner of the building a lot more than you would have saved by being done quicker. If you're already a plumber running your own business or just about to start and grow your own plumbing business, you must learn the 4 critical things plumbing business owners wish they had learned before starting a plumbing business, so you don't make the same mistakes. Plumbing Accelerator has put together a free training video you can watch right now that will show you exactly how to start, grow, and build your plumbing business the right way so you can consistently guarantee profitable work and free up your time, all whilst reducing stress levels and allowing you to have a sustainable and more profitable business that works for you. In this free training video, you will also learn how to generate a steady stream of jobs on demand and with predictability month after month in your local area without relying on word-of-mouth referrals, how to stop competing on price with other plumbers and escape your competition, how to convert at least 90% of your quotes and estimates into sales, and how to command premium prices and attract high-quality customers that will be happy to pay more. Make sure to click the link in the description and let us know what you thought about our step-by-step process in the comment sections down below.